first news that were arriving were quite alarming. But when we realized the extent of devastation after 2-3 days, well, that's something that leaves you speechless. I remember visiting the areas mostly hit by Super Typhoon Yolanda in December 2013, and I was definitely shocked by the devastation that I witnessed myself. Right after Yolanda struck eastern Samar and Leyte and other areas along the Visayas, Italy was one of the first countries that delivered emergency aid. I stayed personally in Cebu, at Cebu Mactan Airport for quite a few days, receiving cargoes of emergency aids, tents, medical kits, supplies of this kind, coming straight from Italy. After the first phase of relief, we decided to finance some reconstruction programs using still emergency funds, but with a longer perspective. The idea is, of course, not only to offer opportunities of protection and recovery during a strong natural disaster, such as a typhoon, but also to help jumpstart the local economy, starting from grassroots agriculture. It was decided to implement this program in 3 distinct localities. One was Guiuan in eastern Samar, which, as you know, was the first town strongly hit by the typhoon, the first in the Philippines. It was the entry point of Yolanda in the Philippines. The city was totally devastated. Another location is Tanauan, which is a city south of Tacloban. And the third location was Iloilo, northern municipalities of Iloilo province.
Kita arrived here 10 months ago. Our project is funded by Italian agency, Development and Cooperation. Our output here of the project is the rebuilding of one school destroyed by Yolanda Typhoon, the building of one evacuation center, the training of 1,000 people in the 2 barangays where we work, Bagua and Banahao, and the distribution of the emergency items in the evacuation center and distribution of agricultural tools to the beneficiary of the project. Problem here that when arrive the typhoon, most of the house here are destroyed. Many people without house. What we have done is like a reinforcement in the roof for the house. We have reinforced the house, the structure, with the steel bars and with the anchor underground for tie the roof.
The Italian people were very kind to donate such a building for us because during typhoons and other calamities, we have nowhere else to go. And we are quite far from the town proper. But now that we have the evacuation center that you have given us, we are no longer afraid of whatever typhoon may come.
So, Dokita, with our engineer, we designed this evacuation center for resist to high disaster like earthquake or a typhoon like Yolanda. How you can see here, there is a system with beams, cross beams and longitudinal beams in the floor and in the roof. Every 8 meters is crossing the beams. So this get very strong, this building. In the 2 evacuation center that we have built, all the door and all the window has a roll shutter for protect the people inside during the typhoon.
It will be used as the e-classroom for me because it's safe, the computers for the children to do the computer literacy. And then at the same time, we can use that one because it is two rooms. We can use that one as for meetings, conferences, short seminars, for also the community and for the school.
The focus of the project in all the activity, we take care about the thematic of disabled people, PWD. All our infrastructure has like ramp, all the concern about PWD. With the project, we have building also the external CR for PWD. This is the ramp. Inside, the dimension of the CR is bigger for the person with disability.
The CR for the disabled is the first in Guiuan to address the needs for the elderly and the people with disability.
We have done like a distribution of specific items, chairware, stretcher, something that for help this vulnerable group in this area. We made like 2 days of drill simulation of disaster. In the 2 days, the aim of the activity was preparing the community for the next typhoon arriving here in Guiuan. It's a very vulnerable area about disaster. So now the people, the beneficiary, can know what they have to do before arriving the disaster, the typhoon. They have a space for safe life, for protect their family, the evacuation center. And we have organized also the phase post-disaster. This is our storage of the evacuation center. Here we have all the material for respond to the emergency. Mattress for more than 100 people, mosquito net, blanket. We have jerry can for the water. Outside we have the tank, 2,000 liter. Here we have all the system for early warning system with battery, solar panel, the cell phone or radio, something that, because here during the typhoon the blackout is very often there is a blackout. More than 100 first aid kit in case of emergency.
For the Dokita and the Italian people and all the people in Italy who really helped us in building that Dokita for evacuation and the CR and the kitchen, we are really grateful for that help. All the things and the materials therein are really useful during typhoon or calamities. Thank you so much for them.
We are free from worry. If ever there will be calamities that will come, we know where to evacuate our people. We have the knowledge to evacuate the people properly. The representatives of your government who have given us all the training that we need to evacuate our people and to be ready for any calamities in the future. We are no longer afraid. We trust that whatever happens, whatever calamity, typhoon, or earthquake, or any calamity that may come to us, we have the evacuation center to run to and to shelter us from any onslaught of anything that we cannot foresee.
I hope that the project now can save lives.
Isang wala pa natabo ang away pa nagagi ang Yolanda, nakapaniko, mataas pa nga akong tubas, masubra pa sin. Asa nakabot na ang Yolanda, kaya ka nasira yung ano ko, ang palayan ko. Pati pa bahay ko nasira, wala na.
After Yolanda, our farmers were devastated as well when the focus of assistance was given to our communities. It has ignored the farmers because the first response that we had is to address the livelihood of the marginal fisher folk. So we realized that the farmers has a lot of needs too that has to be addressed. So when we assessed the menu of assistance that came, we realized that the farmers have not, except for the relief, the food, the clothing, there was not much assistance given to farmers to restore their livelihood. So we were happy that Action Aid and the Italian government came.
But most of all, we have the opportunity, the good ambassador of the Italy, His Excellency Massimo Roscigno, who happens to also have lab in Iloilo. And he went to the Northern Iloilo to see the extent of damage. So we implement project, most especially the farm mechanization. Out of the funds provided, we were given about 130 units of hand tractors and about 65 units of rice dressers.
Last year, we received from the Italian government to Action Aid and implemented by this NGO and Balay Mindanao, a Philippine NGO. We received farm equipment worth 25 million pesos, 130 hand tractors, and 65 rice threshers, given to the municipalities of Batad, Carles, Estancia, Concepcion, and San Dionisio. These towns were all hardest hit by Typhoon Yolanda.
Apart from that, there were also training provided by Action Aid at Balay Mindanao and my office.
In Iloilo, we have two projects. One project which is being supported by the Italian Corporation, a project that is working with 1,500 farmers with a vision to be able to improve income and food security. A vision of restoring livelihood for communities that have been affected by disasters.
Nung bumigay na sila ng machinery, masayang-masaya na sila kasi mahirap pag wala kang machinery. Lalo ng mga mahirap na farmers, kailangan mo pa magbubok sa mga private kasi dito sa lugar namin, konti lang yung mga private, may mga private machinery. So kung gusto mo magmamadali, wala kang magagawa, hintayin mo sila. Kung maraming nakabok sa kanila, yun na hintayin mo kung kailan ka. Tulad yung magre-rainfield ka, nag-asa ka lang sa ulan. Dapat pag ulan yun, dapat i-hand tractor mo na. Nakabuka kasi wala kang sariling makinaryas. May tendency rin na matuyo na. So, hintayin mo na ulit uulan bago ka na naman upahan traktor.
Sang una sang wala ang action aid. Makontak ka pa mga isa ka semana bago ka hand traktor. Sang ari na ang nagabot na ang action aid, mga 2 araw, 3 araw. Yan na hand traktor sa sa talamnan. Mabilis na ang hand traktor. Kaya ang halos nga mga farmers na akong diri problema sila, may ara kung isa ka bulan nga hulat nila, may 15 days, may 10 days. Subong din sila kalabot 10 days, 10 days, mga 3 days lang ara na ang traktor sa action aid. Siyempre makaparty ka, makapadlawat ka, may mga baon ng mga anak mo, amo man sa ibang na akong mga farmers. Makaparty sila mga 3 ka kilo, 4 kilo, ipadlawat nila, makabili mga 40, ipabalong nila 20 sa ilas estudyante, amo man sa akong pamilya man. Isa ka semana, subong matayo na 3 kadlaw o 2 kadlaw, tapos obra ko. Makatulong ako doon sa pamilya ko. Sa pag-abot sa sang action aid, hindi lang sing masiniris ang ila nga tudlo sa mo, kundi madamo pa magtanim ng gulay, kung saan mo tanim ang gulay, sa mga sira-sira ng mga baldi, mga lahat lang pwede mo matatamnan sa mga gulay. Madami ang tinuturo sa amin sa action aid. Pinakadabis ang action aid.
At sa tracer naman, bibigyan nilang tracer. Dati, kailangan mo na ipa-tracer. Kasi nagmamadali ka kasi tinitingnan mo yung weather o ulan. Ay wala pa rin, nakadoon pa sila sa kabila o may 3 tao pa dapat mintayin matapos bago ikaw. Wala, o ulan na mababasa na yung mo, instead na maka-earn ka ng malaki, bababa na yung presyo ng palay kasi basa na nga. After 3 days ng basa yun, tutubo na yun. So hindi na masisale yun. Yun ang mahirap.
Kung maulanan ang humay, tapos hindi pa hindi pa matracer mga 3 days, ang humay kulay itim. Ang matuon sang sako maya na lang 450. Pero kung di sa maulanan, nagalabot sa mga 750.
I-atras lang puro.
Yun ang tawag ng third cropping. Walang mga barya after election. Naku, ang dami.
Alam mo yung mga farmers naman, edi malaki ang kita nila. May pambili na sila ng ulam, may pambili na pangbaon sa mga bata, may pangbayad na sa tuition. Kasi ma-easy na, madali na talaga sila magpatrabaho dahil sa mga machineries natin. Maliban sa tractor tracer, tinulungan din nila kami. Bibigyan nila kami ng mga trainings, mga seminars, para matuto din kami. Maliban sa pagtatanim ng palay, pagtatanim ng mga gulay, tinuruan nila at sa paggawa ng mga fertilizer, mga organic, tinuruan pa nila kami. So natuto na kami kahit nasa sako or nasa container, kayang-kaya na naming tumanim ng mga gulay. Gusto ko lang sabihin sa kanila na maraming salamat sa tulong na binigyan nila ng pag-asa yung mga farmers na naghihirap. Salamat dahil sa kanila, parang tumayo na rin ulit. Tumayo na rin yung mga farmers namin at masayang-masaya sila.
It was on November 8, the Typhoon Yolanda came here. before mag ano ng malakas, wala pa yung may nag-evacuate. Nang-evacuate sila nung malakas na yung tubig. Tapos nung malakas na yung tubig, yung gamit namin nawala. Tapos nang lumakas na yung hangin, humina. Pumunta kami, si tatay pumunta dito kasi titingnan yung bahay namin. Sad to say na yung bahay namin nagiba ng na-wash out all of our things was washed out. Then kasi hindi ako pumunta dito kasi masakit patingnan. Yung tatay ko lang. Tapos yung nung ito na 1 week kami dito, tapos kinuha kami ng namin kasi wala na kaming bahay. 1 week doon kami dito, tapos wala kami makain because walang nag-rescue na magbigay ng mga pagkain kasi yung taga-Tacloban yung nauna before haamon.
I think that in this area, all the coastal area, it's needed to have evacuation center. We are sure that in case of a new typhoon or with storm surge or tsunami or even earthquake, a safe place for the people will save a lot of lives. The project is based in Tanauan and it has 3 components. One is the food security with the provision of some agricultural items. The second one is the construction of 35 houses, including the rehabilitation of some of them, and to give to the people more resilient homes. And the third and biggest component is the construction of an evacuation center together in association with the municipality of Tanauan. Okay, we are in the work site of the biggest evacuation center of Tanauan in the barangay of Guiuan. It's built in an interior part protected by the hill. Here no storm surge will arrive, and the center is made by 4 major buildings which can host 300 people, even more, in a closed space. This center is built with a technology that support strong winds. All the walls are reinforced. There are systems to break the wind. At the same time, the roof is protected by a wall that doesn't allow the wind to take inside and make it blow up. At the same time, we realized that we were still needed in the phase of the reconstruction and the rebuilding of houses, so we choose one area, the barangay Guiuan, and there we concentrate our effort. The barangay where we work is positioned just at the sea level and in front of the sea. The majority are fishermen, and they are not going to move from that area. The logistic was very complicated because we rebuild in the same site where the house was destroyed with a serious logistic problem.
Yung bahay na tinatayo ng interest sa amin, kami sobrang napapasalamat kami. So thank you for the Intersus group. So the Intersus, I can say that it is good and it is standard for us to go in to sleep in that kind of house, because the materials that they put in the house is quality. When they will come here in other typhoon, I think the house will not be destroyed. So the Intersus group or the Italian group that they give us a house, our deepest heart, we thankful for those kind that you give us.
You can see around all the coast, Tacloban, Tanauan, all the towns are rebuilt. Of course, they receive a lot of humanitarian aid, but actually the majority of this effort are the effort of the Filipino people and the people of this area. So that actually make my work very satisfactory.
Italy has a long tradition of ODA towards the Philippines, which started back in 1986 after the democratic revolution that brought Cory Aquino to power. It has been ongoing for all these years. Currently, we have different programs in place that are being implemented with Filipino counterparts. The main program is a program that supports the beneficiaries of the agrarian reform in Mindanao. It covers 4 provinces of that island, mostly in very poor areas. And basically it's a program that intends to give support to the families that receive lots from the agrarian reform through facilitating the creation of micro-enterprises, access to markets, capacity building, which is very important, training, and also small infrastructural projects. It will target approximately 19,000 families, so it's a quite large program. It's financed by a soft loan, and its total value it's quite huge. It's about 2.2 billion pesos. Other than this, we have a very interesting program in place, which was financed through the conversion of old development debt that the Philippines owed to Italy. The value of this program is approximately over 150 million pesos. Basically, the old debts were converted in new, fresh financing that will be used to finance new projects that are founded on strong eco-compatibility credentials. These are mainly projects that target reforestation of some areas, or protection of local fauna, or protection of fish stocks in some particular cases, and eco-compatible small agriculture. The total value, as I said, is 115 million pesos. The Italian assistance to the agrarian reform community development program in Mindanao, it's very important for us. Also because we see it as an important tool to support the peace process in Mindanao, because there cannot be peace without livelihood. And this program, we hope, can give a contribution by providing livelihood opportunities to some of the poorest areas of these 4 provinces that we are targeting.